Many observers had predicted that Prime Minister Netanyahu's threat to annex parts of the West Bank was simply an election ploy. But back in office, he now says he'll actually do it, and that's got many at the United Nations worried. UN Special Coordinator Nickolay Mladenov, briefing the Security Council, restated the UN's long-held position that annexation would be a serious breach of international law by Israel, derailing a two-state solution. But his response to Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas's decision to withdraw from all previous agreements and stop cooperation with Israel was perhaps more surprising.
If I may speak openly and very frankly on the issue, whatever our individual assessments of the Palestinian reaction to the Israeli threat of annexation may be, it is certainly one thing. It is a desperate cry for help. It is a call for immediate action. It is a cry for help from a generation of leaders that have invested their life in building institutions and preparing for statehood for over a quarter of a century.
In the virtual session, on one point, there was near agreement.
Any annexation of any parts of the West Bank, including of settlements only, would represent a violation of international law.
One by one, Security Council members urged Israel not to pursue a policy of annexation, except for one. The omission of such a statement by the US ambassador Kelly Craft was telling. She, though, left it to her boss in Washington, D.C., the Secretary of State, to criticize the Palestinian president.
But I regret that he's decided to abrogate these agreements. We laid out a very clear vision for how peace could be brought. We asked simply for this. We asked the Israelis and the Palestinians to agree that that would be the basis for negotiations between them. The Israelis have accepted that. The Palestinians have continued to refuse to just simply sit down and enter into negotiation based on President Trump's vision for peace there.
So where do peace efforts go now? The so-called quartet has almost been forgotten for the last couple of years. It consists of the European Union, the UN, Russia and the United States. The United Nations believe it now has the best chance of reviving diplomacy. James Bays, Al Jazeera, at the United Nations.